Everybody on the beat.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Sorry about the long. Did you know Twitter have now banned you from going live unless you pay for it?
Really?
Yeah, that's why the delay was there. So sorry to everyone that was sat listening to that incredible bit of music for about 10 minutes. But yeah, what a pathetic thing. I've got it all scheduled up to go live on Twitter and YouTube. And they blocked us on Twitter because I've got to pay to go live on there now, which is daft. Oh, things we do, Stro.
Innit?
How's things, though? How are things, lad?
Great, yeah. Fantastic. What about you?
Good, mate. Good. Fresh back from our European away day over in Belfast.
Fresh back,
mate. What did you think of the game? Is that your first away? Is that your first Salford away game, innit?
Yeah, my first Salford away game. And can I just say I got the score prediction absolutely nailed on.
You did, to be fair. It was a good game, though, wasn't it? A couple of trialists. I don't think we was ever under pressure at all, though. But
no, you
nice
know
to
what? It was nice to see. It was, considering it was the first pre-season game, and obviously it was a testimonial as well, so you can never really gauge games like that, but I thought the football was good. Obviously, we'll get onto the trialist because, as you know, as soon as I seen one person, I was like, is that? Which threw all of us off in the stand.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really like the look of some of the players. I like the look of some of the football that was being played. It was good. I actually really enjoyed it. It was a good atmosphere.
Yeah, it was. It was a decent day. Shouts to all the Salford fans that came out as well. There was quite a good little turnout considering it was in Belfast as well. So shouts to everyone that did come out. But yeah, obviously we'll talk about Andre Wisdom being a trialist. But it's funny how long the conversation with me and you in the stands was going. Is that Andre Wisdom? Was getting pictures up on our phones going, nah, I don't think it is. Nah, it is, looking for birthmarks.
At least 45 minutes, and that's not even an exaggeration. Because we'd go away from it and then we'd revisit it. Yeah, no, we were both zooming in on our cameras and we were looking at Google to compare.
I took a picture and I was about to share it on Generation Red going, is this Andre Wisdom? But then I thought, nah, if it's not, I'm going to look like an idiot. And it turns out it was Andre Wisdom, ex-Liverpool, Derby County, RP Leipzig player. Yeah. Spent last season at Warrington, though.
Yeah.
He's on trial at Salford. Did you watch the game on Sunday, sorry, or was you out?
No, I was seeing some of the clips. Good goal again. Good goal again.
They're a good team, mate. Played at University of Belfast, which apparently, from what I'm hearing, they're sort of like. I was chatting to one of their fans, funnily enough. He dropped me a message on Instagram. I need to message him back, actually. So sorry, Kevin, I'm not responding to you yet. But he did send a message just to say, if you want a bit more information on the team at Dublin yesterday, just for context, UCD are a championship of Irish football team, a very young team. Majority of them are college students and scholarships. They produce good players for the league, such as Liam Scales, who's at Celtic at the moment, Liam Kerrigan at Como. So they're a team that basically develops young lads in college and scholarships and then pushes them through the system, which I thought you could see. They had a few decent little players. I tweeted that the other day that their centre mid, I don't know who he was or whatever, he was quite good on the ball. Unbeaten pre-season so far. Got
Great start.
some other games coming up, which are like Preston and Everton, so we might not remain unbeaten. But Carl Robinson, he's 2 for 2. Well, are we counting a draw? We're counting a draw that way. It's not a loss. 2 for 2, unbeaten.
Count the draw, yeah, all day. Count the draw.
But should we get into the reason we're all here? We're all here on a Tuesday night because it's just not stopping, is it? Shouts to the people that are locked in as well. Someone needs to turn the tap off. Shouts to everyone that's locked in as well. Honestly, if you want to write anything in the comments, please just drop it in there and we'll react and sort of engage with you as well. If anybody wants to jump on and ask a question, drop us a DM on Instagram or Twitter, and then we'll bring you in and send you the link to come and join us if you want to hop in. But let's just get it off the bat straight away. I feel like there's been so much happening with Salford the last few weeks, and it's hard to keep up, isn't it? It feels like everyone's gone. I think we've got 15 players, I think, registered in the first team at the moment. No goalkeeper as it stands right now. We don't have anyone in net. Obviously, we just announced Tom Edwards, who we'll talk about a little bit later on as well. But since we last spoke, mate, I'm sad about this one. Alex Cairns signs for Leeds United. Cairns is gone. It's upsetting this, you know. And I've got a big soft. If you've not seen the interview with Cairns on the channel, go and check it out. What a guy this guy was as well. Proper nice guy. Great footballer for Salford.
I feel like, let me get my bit in first because I know you're going to have a lot more to say given the relationship and stuff like that. But just from an outside looking in, right? So, one, unbelievable professional from every club he's been at, highly regarded wherever he's gone. And there's a reason why Leeds have come knocking to get him back, because he's the kind of person you need in the dressing room. So from that point of view, it's going to be a massive loss, right? The man, though, right? Just from watching that interview with Myles, he is such an unbelievable human being. And then obviously a couple of days after, obviously when we found out and stuff like that, and then the messages back and forth, it's hard not to love him. And I'm gutted that my first season as a season ticket holder, I don't get to see him between the sticks. I can't even imagine what it's like for you.
Nah, it's one of them. I think a lot of people don't realise, well, when obviously we do the podcast, we did the Alex Cairns interview. We didn't approach Cairns. He approached us and said, look, I love the work you're doing. If you'd have me, I'd love to be a guest, which sort of testament to him. We never thought players, it wasn't us reaching out to the club saying, could we get somebody, or us reaching out to players. It all started with Cairns. And then we got Lundy off the back of Cairns going to him saying, I think you should do that podcast. You'll be good on that. And then it sort of snowballed. So yeah, I can't thank him enough. And, Myles' team got into a playoff final. He sent a video message wishing him luck. He's just done a load of stuff off his own back. And I know we're not the only people in the fan base that he's done that for. So regardless of the playoff, the man, I think, will be missed massively around the club as well. But yeah, I mean, dream move for Alex Cairns. Leeds United, born and bred fan, came through the Leeds United Academy. And when you look at sort of the criteria they've got hit, where it's, certain amount of homegrown players and also the box you've got to tip tick, sorry, of being at the club from the age of 15 to, is it 15 to 19 or 20? Trained at the club. He ticks both of them boxes, so it's a no-brainer for for Leeds to go and get him. As far as I know, though, this came completely out the blue as well for Alex. I don't think even he had an idea this was coming until it came.
Yeah, and it's one of them as well. When you look at Leeds, and obviously, as you know, because of family ties, I watch Leeds a lot. They've got Melier in net, right? Who is still young, he's still raw, he's still got a lot of technique to learn, he's still got a lot of experience to be found. There is no one better to learn from than that man, realistically, just in terms of professionalism, fundamentals, how you approach training, how you look after your body, just everything. So it is a dream move for him. Obviously, as I said, I'm gutted, because what a goalkeeper! What a goalkeeper!
Yeah, it's a shame to see him go, but we do wish him all the best. Yeah, good luck. I don't think people. I know a lot of Salford fans were saying, "Oh, he's gone over there to be third choice goalkeeper, and he's left being number one at Salford." But when you do climb up the ladder and you get to the Premiership, Championship level, people don't realise sort of the importance of the third choice goalkeeper in that goalkeeper union. United have got Tom Eaton, City have got Carson. Like it's an important thing to have goalkeepers of experience to be there for just keeping the goalkeeper unit together as well. And not being funny, it takes 2 knocks to the first 2 goalkeepers, and he's in with a shout to play the Leeds. Like great position to be in. Buzzing for Alex. Good luck to him. I hope he absolutely smashes it and his family. I'm gonna go on mute a sec because I need to cough. We're back. I've got a chest infection, by the way, so if I look like shit, it's because I feel like shit. But the show goes on, doesn't it, Stro? But yeah, indeed. Alex Cairns has gone. Apparently, I don't know if this is true, but it was rumoured to be around 200 grand, which sweet, yeah. But
yeah, there's been weird conflicting like stories with this. I've seen 200, I've seen 250, and then I've seen potentially it could rise up to 3, but any amount of money like that is unbelievable for the club at this point. So
yeah, well, he had another year on his contract as well. And like you say, for Salford, I don't think this was planned at all. I think this came out of the blue for the club and the player. So Salford are going to put a price tag on it, and fair enough because he was our number one. But Joel Torrance left in the summer as well, which means we've got 0 goalkeepers as it stands on the books. We've had 2 trialists, but I can't seem to get the names of the trialists from anybody. If anybody knows who the trialists have been over in Ireland, please drop us a message in the chat because I've been trying to find out who they are, but I can't seem to get an answer from anybody.
Well, it was weird because we were in the stands and obviously we were looking at the players when they came out to warm up, and obviously just because of the man that he is, when you look, you're like, "Where's Alex?" And then we noticed that the trialist goalkeeper was warming up, and then it was kind of in and around then when the kind of realization set in, and was like, "Wait a minute, there was that rumour at Leeds we're gonna go get him," and it's like, "Oh."
Well, the day before, the day before it broke on Twitter that Leeds were looking at Alex Cairns, but everyone was sort of like, "That won't happen," but then it did happen. But like I say, I won't share what it was, but I spoke to Alex after he left the club just to say thank you, and from the sounds of it, it was completely out of the blue. He wasn't expected. He was
a surprise for him.
As I said to me, he loves Salford. His plan was to be in net number 1 for us this season. So, all the best, Alex. Jake has said James Holden was the trialist in the Crusader game. Looked like 2 different goalkeepers. Yeah, it did look like they swapped goalkeeper at half times. I did hear James Holden, but I never got any confirmation if it was him anyway. So if it was him, the goalkeeper for the first half in the Belfast game was actually all right.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I need to keep going on mute when I'm coughing. Yeah, he only got called on once, and he did a decent save on it. Yeah, nothing bad to say about him, really. I wish we would get some sort of names announced who the trialists are. But we'll touch on trialists because, as you say, as a Liverpool fan as well, there's Mr. Stroh here. Eagle-eyed, one of them walking out the tunnel. So we'll go into it in a minute. But just off the back of that, it's not the only one that's gone. So this might be a bit of a feels like a funeral stream, doesn't it?
It really does.
Next player just been announced. Well, not the last player that's just been announced. One of the last players to be announced. I've had to send him to bed because I didn't want him to get upset again. Callum Hendry signs for MK Dons. It's upsetting that. Hi, Sam. Samir's meant to be on the stream, but he's backed out. He's backed out. He's let the boys down. If he does want to jump on, Sam, the link is in WhatsApp. But yeah, Callum Hendry has left, gone to MK Dons. Again, I think it was out of the blue, but I also think it was part of the plan. If that makes sense. Like, we announced his contract extension. Bear in mind as well, I don't feel like a lot of people understood what the extension was. So his contract ended last season, but the club had the option to extend an extra 12 months, which they actioned. That doesn't mean Callum Hendry decided to stay on for an extra year. That means the club actioned a clause in his contract to keep him for 12 months. But from what I was hearing anyway, Callum sort of was already having his eyes potentially moving to a new club. Oh, there he is. We've got him. Yes, we're lad.
Right, lads. Doing the Lund.
Doing a Lunder.
I don't want it. Because it's how this toy. My dog's been like, look at the state of that. It was a puffin, right? It's got no mouth. It's harrowing now.
Disgusting.
This is stuffing out of him.
So the stream's gone downhill already. He's only been here 2 seconds. Stop
So we talk about Callum Hendry.
I say what, Sam, just before we wrap up on Alex Cairns, give us your final thoughts on the gentleman that is Cairns.
Oh, I'm gutted. He was one of the first players that actually, gave us the time of day as a podcast. Well, gutted about it, but massive move for him. Top move for his career. I mean, how old's Cairns now?
Early 30s. I think he's 33 now.
Yeah, so he's gone to a higher level team. But he won't get as much minutes, obviously, but for himself, he's probably buzzing because it's nearer to his home, so it's easier for his family. But no, maybe he's just looking down to wind down, the twilight of his career.
To be fair, just check 31, Cairns. That's prime for a goal.
Wow, I'm 3 years older than him. Jesus Christ.
Samir was talking about his retirement and all that. Cairns, he's old.
I'm 3 years older than him.
I'm 5 years older than Cairns.
Wow.
But yeah, no, I think you're on the same line as us, Sam. Like, brilliant move for him, brilliant move for his family. The financial implications, I'm guessing, have been great as well. Like, fair enough. Give everything to Salford for the 2 years he was here from Fleetwood. Well, season and a half, wasn't it? But yeah. Right, let's get back into Callum Hendry. I can't say this name in my household probably for the next 3 weeks because Myles gets upset.
Can I still see a picture of Callum Hendry behind your head there?
Yeah, you can, yeah.
See, it's just heartbreaking. That one came out of nowhere as well. I thought, like a lot of the fans, I thought he'd signed a contract.
Yeah, well, we was just saying this just before he jumped on, so I think that was the impression a lot of people had, but the club announced a contract extension, which means in his contract ended at the end of the season, but the club had a clause in there, which means they could extend it a further 12 months. That doesn't mean Callum Hendry has to sign that extension, but it's in his contract that the club can go, you're not leaving now, you're going to give us 12 more months. So the club actioned that, but these, I think Callum's always thought he could play at a higher level as well, which is fair enough because he probably can. I actually thought he'd probably move to League One, so I'm surprised he stayed.
But yeah, they're in our league.
Yeah, but I do think MK Dons for me. I don't know about you two, but I think they're favourites to potentially win the league, if not finish within the top three anyway. And
do you think Sorry, go on. I was just saying, do you reckon it's got anything to do with Matty Smith leaving and then we get Cole Stockton in? Do you think he's just thought, I don't think this manager sees me as the striker?
It's probably got something to do with it. Cole Stockton's obviously come in, high-profile player. He's going to be the number 9, isn't he?
We need
Callum
a number one, actually. Stick him in there.
Stick him in. It's a pair of gloves on him. But Callum sort of was played off Matt Smith, wasn't he, last year? So he wasn't.
Yeah,
He wasn't
shadow striker.
Shadow striker, yeah, as Samir likes. So I don't think his role was ever going to be right through the middle. But obviously, MK Dons sold Max Dean, who was their goal scorer, brought in Callum Hendry, who, for me, to be fair, he's going to be playing under Williamson at MK Dons, who's one of the most exciting managers in League Two. MK Dons just missed out on promotion last year. I think they're pretty much nailed on that they're going to go up this year, unless they have a terrible season. But yeah, I feel like this is one of them. Like, I think the club knew it was going to happen. Let's extend this contract for 12 months so we can at least cash in on him. And that's what's happened. But it's a shame,
smart.
man.
It's smart business from the club because, like, how many times you see players of that kind of caliber, whether it's League One, League Two, Championship, Premier League, where they go on a free, and the fans are like, we could have got money for him there. So the fact that the club have been proactive enough to go and extend his contract, knowing he's probably already halfway out the door, just so they can get some financial benefit off the back of it, and try to reinvest it in areas that's needed, it's smart.
100%. Well, look at look at Elliot Watt. We lost Elliot Watt. Samir's had to duck out, by the way. Literally word for word what he's just texted me. I need to duck out. Yeah, same with Elliot Watt. High profile player. Apparently, shouts to Dan, by the way, on the One Up Front podcast. If you've not checked out our episode that we did over the weekend, go and have a listen to that. I said the same thing on there. Like, apparently, we was offered close to 400k from Ipswich for Elliot Watt last year. But the club decided he'd be more important to stay at the club and risk losing him for free just because of his role at the club. So it's two sides to a coin, isn't it? Do you take the gamble and go, right, well, we're going to lose Callum next year for free. Do we keep him? I think if we would have signed Cole Stockton, you probably would have gone, right, he's going to be the number 9. Let's keep him for the year. See where he
yeah.
It's a bigger business move than just cashing in him. But yeah, it makes sense. Again, happy for Callum. I think he does deserve to play at a higher level. So yeah, it's still sad, isn't it? Fan favourite player, my only favourite player. He's gutted. He said he's not. He actually said to me he wants to start doing a podcast about another team now. So, but yeah, all the best to Cal, man. But it's a weird one, isn't it? Because I said this the other day to Danny on his podcast. If these announcements that they were leaving were mixed in with players coming in of high quality, you go, all right, it's a shame, but we've also got X, Y, and Z because it's been back to back to back. Never mind Callum Hendry, never mind Alex Cairns, never mind Theo Vassell, who we'll go into in a minute. But we've also lost Elliot Watt, Matt Smith, McLennan, Mallon. Like, Maps has gone. Like, it just feels like back to back to back to back releases, doesn't it? Or players we've not retained or whatever. The good thing is, and this is what I'm clinging to, I don't know if you feel the same, Joe. Obviously, we've still got Theo Vassell to talk about, but it's the 16th of July. I feel like that's it for players going now. So the only thing that can happen is players coming in. So we're all feeling a bit like, I've seen, and I understand this completely. Fans have, some fans have been complaining about the ticket price rise for the season ticket, stuff like that. And I get it. And the way you look at the squad right now, you go 15 players on paper. The ticket price have gone up. What's to look forward to? But the club have announced Tom Edwards, who we'll talk about. You'd hope. I mean, it's not even hope. We have to announce more because we've got 15 players. We've got no goalkeeper, for example. So we know these incomings are going to happen, but that's when the excitement starts to build. And hopefully now it is a steamroll of new player, new player, new player, new player. I'm just hoping. My only concern is, and I'm not really, I'll still be there supporting either way is what I'm going to say. But I just hope it's not unproven back-to-back players announced. Like, we've got to bring in some quality if we're going to compete in this league as well, because we've lost quality. So yeah, that's my only worry with it. But I don't know what your thoughts are. Apologies, my chest is killing, so I'm going to keep cutting out when I'm talking.
No, it's all right. It's a weird one because, like, this is the issue I have with it. So, you know when you see Premier League clubs and it's the release list and you've got like players leaving, that's always announced on after the last game of the season. These people are leaving. So it gives you at least a couple of weeks before you get into pre-season. And obviously this one's been a bit weird because of the Euros and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
it gives you time to get your head around it, and then the optimism starts. The thing I don't like about it the most, and this is where it can get, I've seen it with clubs at every level. Now we're into pre-season. We're 2 games in, right? There's, 15, 16 players that signed on. And when you look at the names of the players that you've just mentioned, the Mariappas, the Matt Smiths, the Elliot Watts, we're not just talking squad players, we're talking vital and starting 11 players there. So it's like, obviously the club, Tom Edwards, great signing, right? But it needs to be more like that. And the issue I've got is the way, not that kind of the way it's been handled, but it, like you summed it up perfectly at the beginning of the stream. It's like someone's just left the tap on and it just keeps rolling. And I agree with you. I feel like this is probably the end of it, but there needs to be a proactiveness from the club now to go, right, okay. And one thing I did like, which I'll mention when we come on to obviously Edwards' signing, was the way that the one who runs the Twitter account handled that situation, where he's like, tell me announcing players 4 o'clock. Okay, it needs to be out of the blue stuff like that, because that will naturally bring an enthusiasm. Because one thing you can't have is going into the start of the season and the mood's low. You need to get the fans up, get them engaged, get them ready for the start of the season, and get that enthusiasm there, because that can carry you a long way. I've seen it this season with my club. Emotion can carry you so much without realising. And if we go into the season and everyone's basically like, oh, this season's going to be nothing, it probably will turn into that. So it's down to the club now to go and reinvest the money and get the players in.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the announcements, as well, like you say, shouts to all the media staff at Salford, because what I will say is, just from the ones I know as well, like, they get hammered online, especially recently with all the players leaving. But what we've got to remember is they can only announce what they're told they can announce at what time. So all they've been allowed to announce is player leaving, player leaving, player leaving, player leaving. But I think this is their time now. Like the way they did the Tom Edwards thing the other day with the FIFA and creating his own character. It's fun. Because the mood has been sort of so deflating a little bit. I mean, it's been good that we've had Belfast. I think that was a lot of excitement as well for fans. Like, you know, it's a Belfast friendly. We get to jump on a plane and, you know, fair enough, it's a Ryanair plane, but we went on a Ryanair plane to watch play. It's an exciting little bit of a friendly. It's a weekend away, you know what I mean? And then, you know, Tom Edwards announced, Dan Chester's people are excited for because he played well for us last year. So hopefully now they do have a stream of positive content coming out. We've signed this new player. And that is going to happen because, like I say, we don't have a goalkeeper. So you'd hope the next sign or two announced in the next few days is a goalkeeper. And then we can all start going, right, we've got a goalkeeper. I was actually writing this out the other day. So defensively, we've lost a lot of players. But when you actually look at it now, we've got, let's just go. So we got Shep, who's obviously had a really bad time with injury, but he's in the squad at right back. Tom Edwards has come in, who we'll talk about shortly, but a very experienced defender, can play right back, can play centre back, played in the Premier League, played in the MLS, played in the Championship. Good, solid defender, but we'll go into it later. We brought in Stefan Negru from Oxford United, very exciting, no-nonsense defender, likes to receive the ball, but also played with Carl Robinson before, so he's exciting. Curtis Tilt, we all love Curtis Tilt, he's the Axeman. No one gets past him, and if they do, you get a foot up the arse. Then we got Garbutt, who for me is probably the most improved player since Carl Robinson's come in. He's a completely different player. He's class. There's a solid back four for me. And then don't forget, we've also got Kevin Burko on the left-hand side. And I'm trying to think off the top of my head who I'm missing, but I don't think I'm missing anybody. But the announcements after this now are either... I would like to see another experienced centre-back coming in, which looks to be Andre Wisdom because he's played 2 trialist games. Just while we're on Andre Wisdom, what's your thoughts on that, Joe? I know you're a Liverpool fan.
You know what? it's one of them, right, where I remember his time at Liverpool, and I remember watching him live in a Carabao Cup game. I think it was against like Sunderland or no, it was Middlesbrough. It was against Middlesbrough. This was back in like late 2000s, and it was one of them where he's always had something about him, and he's always. I knew it was Andre Wisdom the second season purely because of his physique and his build. There's not many people with that kind of build, right? But one thing he offers you is he's been involved in big Champions League nights. He's played abroad for Leipzig, who are a beast of a club.
Yeah.
He's got championship experience. Yes, he was at Warrington last year, but when I looked at that move, I always thought it was a stopgap for him, just to get some minutes back under his belt and just get him playing football again. Because I know he's been through a lot of stuff outside of football. The thing with Andre Wisdom is one thing he offers you straight away is the experience you've lost with Cairns here. He offers it instantly.
Yeah.
In the changing room, how you
Well,
conduct yourself, how you are as a professional. Yeah, that's what I mean. And it's one of them where he looked good. Like I know it's difficult because obviously it was a testimonial, but he did look good. And I've always thought when he went to Warrington, I was surprised because I did expect him to land at like a Wrexham or something like that. Expecting him to land at that kind of level. So the fact that he's trialing for Salford, for me, I do feel like they will sign him. Whether he starts many minutes, whether he starts many games is another thing. But I know how good Wisdom can be, and if he gets anywhere near some of the performances I've seen, not even at Liverpool, but at Derby and places like that, I think that it could be a shrewd bit of business.
I think he'd be worth coming in just purely as backup. I think he's played well the last. What I will say is he's looked quite slow the last two games, but that's purely probably just down to game time. And both preseason, for me anyway, I don't know what anyone else thinks, but for me, the goal in the first game was his mistake. He misread the pass and it went through him, and the player tapped it in. And then against College of Dublin, the University of Dublin, whatever they're called, their goal again was his fault. For me, it was his fault, but it's also, you could tell it was a team of trialists in some ways, because I don't know, you didn't see that. Did you see their goal at all?
Yeah, no one really took accountability of the situation is probably the best way you can put it. And you can tell they've not played together.
If you listen to Wisdom, you can hear him saying, like, he's telling the defense to step out, but half of them step out and half of them don't. So he's caused this sort of confusion in the middle where the goalkeeper's just misread it, jumped over. But that doesn't happen if it's a team that regularly play together because they know the call, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think Wisdom does look like he's potentially going to be coming in. We'll touch on trialists again in a minute, but just on sort of transfers, let's get the last one done. And hopefully this is the last one, and we're not doing a live stream next week going, bloody hell, we've got no one. Theo Vassell has announced he is signing he's signed for Barrow. Now, I put this on Twitter when it first got broke. It looked weird. It was unexpected for one, especially with the rumors of like Mansfield and stuff like that in League One. Like there was rumors of Mansfield, rumors of, I think it was Dundee. There was a team in Scotland. It might have been Dundee. And then out the blue, there was no sort of build up of Barrow looking at him. He signs for Barrow. Now, I put straight away on Twitter that, fair, good luck, Theo, go do your thing, go smash it. But that just looked odd to me. It looked like the club didn't know he'd not accepted the contract. Now, I know Salford had put a contract on the table for Theo, which is why he wasn't part of the retain or release list, because there was a contract on the table for him. Same as Kelly and Mai, same as Liam Humbles, who we assumed, but it wasn't Liam Humbles. Same as Lundy as well. So when a club releases their retain or release list, it'll say release because they've not accepted a new contract, such as Elliot Watt, such as Malin McLennan. Theo wasn't on that because there was a contract that he was considering. But from what I gather, just the way it was announced, with Theo announcing it and then Barrow announcing it with like 5 or 6 tweets back to back to back, before Salford had even posted, Good luck, Theo Vassell. Now, every other player that's left has had sort of a rollout from the club where it's like a thank you to the fans, thank you to Theo. They've had a nice graphic that's gone with it and all that sort of stuff. So I asked a few people that I know that work in football, that are quite close to Salford, quite close to some of the players and stuff like that. And it was pretty much confirmed that, they didn't know. The club didn't know. They found out Theo Vassell had left for Barrow pretty much the same time we all did. Which it's a shitty thing to do in it. It's whether that's the agent, whether that's the player, we don't know. I don't even know if he's got an agent. I'm assuming he would do. But you'd think the one thing you could do is contact the club and say, look, I'm not accepting the contract. I'm going to Barrow. Like I say, I'm not Theo. I'm not his agent. I'm not Barrow. I don't know that 100% guarantees. But from somebody I know that is quite close to football and sort of, especially football in the Northwest, basically confirming me that the club had no idea this was done. That's why if you look at the way it's worded as well from the club, it's Theo Vassell announces he's leaving. Like, he announced it, we didn't. But yeah, Theo's a sort of fan favourite a little bit as well. I do hope he does well at Barrow. I think Barrow's a weird move for him personally, but fair play, man. Like, go do your thing. It's just it's a shame though, isn't it? Because like when the club get battered on social media for doing business poorly, and then this sort of happens, it only makes the club look worse than what it was when it's something there they can't control. I don't know if you agree with that, Stroll, or I'm just sort of talking nonsense.
Nah. You know what the thing is, like, this is the one that probably rubbed me the wrong way, or the wrong way the most, or not. That's probably what bothered me the most, right? Because I just don't like how it was handled, and this isn't anything to do with the club either. The club have done everything, put the contract on the table, right? You go consider it, whether he's got an agent or it's just him or whatever it is, right? If I'm a football player, and let's say you're my agent, and I decide I don't want the contract that's on the table, I'm going to go somewhere else, I'm not letting you let the new club announce that I've moved before I at least speak to the club where I was last season and explain the reasons why. So the fact that the way it's worded from the message from Salford, they've not got a clue. Barrow jumping down just instantly just trying to get it announced, and then I just didn't like how it was handled, and it left a sour taste. I just didn't like it at all.
It was a weird overkill from obviously Barrow were excited. They've got a decent defender in, they're shouting about him, but like it was overload, wasn't it? It was like an hour where it was just Theo post, and then when you woke up the next morning, it was Theo in training, Theo warming up, like Theo changing his socks. Like, we get it, but yeah, it was just handled poorly. I think the weird thing is that all the fans sort of knew Theo was gone anyway, because there was no communication around if he was staying, if he was going, what was happening. But now you understand why, because the club didn't know. They can't announce something they don't know. They're waiting on the player to make his decision. He obviously made his decision, and just didn't decide not to tell the club until the last minute. But it's weird, wasn't it? Because when Barrow announced it, it wasn't like they announced with an image. It was an image in the kit, a full interview, him doing the medical, it obviously going on for hours, where you'd think in that time they'd go. What would usually happen is the player would tell the club he's not going to sign the new contract. The club would then roll out a post like, Theo Vassell's no longer staying with Salford. We couldn't reach an agreement on a contract. Wish him all the best for his future. Then Barrow would announce a day or two later going, Theo Vassell signs for the club. In that time, Theo would have done his social media post. Thank you for everyone. Love the club. All the usual shite you get. But yeah, it just is what it is. Wish him all the best, Theo. But hopefully your head plugged up the tap on the way out, mate. Because I don't know if I can deal with anyone else leaving. I don't know if anyone else is going to leave. I think there might be a few loans. I think Dackers might end up going on loan again. I think Burko is going to be staying. We've offered him a new contract, which is signed. But I think I said this to Danny on his podcast, I think that's been a promise from Carl Robinson of you're going to be second fiddle to Garbutt this season, rather than I can't offer you anything. Because last year they had Declan John to deal with as well. So Declan's gone now, and it is only him and Garbutt. So I think we will see more of Burko, and he has played in both preseason games as well, which is good. Right, should we get into some more positive news or what?
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Let me get my little banners up. Where are we? Right, Salford have announced the signing of Tom Edwards. Look at him. By the way, we've already said it, but massive credit to the media team at Salford. I absolutely loved the FIFA video. I thought it was class. I thought if you've not watched it as well, go on the official YouTube channel, and they've got sort of like a behind the scenes of the signing day, and it actually shows you Tom creating the character, which is quite funny to watch. Just trying to get his eyes and his nose right and stuff like that. It's pretty funny. Shouts to Josh as well. Josh is Tom's agent. He's also the agent of Robbie Clearer. So brought in one established player, and he's brought in a player looks like he's full of talent into the club as well. So yeah, it was good to meet you. We actually bumped into him at the airport.
Yeah, what a guy. What a guy.
Nice guy, Josh. If you're watching, mate, well done. Well done on bringing Tom in. I seen a lot of, what I thought was unfortunate with Tom. Obviously, I had a chest infection. I was in bed, so I couldn't even react to the announcement that this broke. To be fair, I was sat in a golf caddy with Stroh when this broke, but I went home and got in bed. I couldn't even react to it. I was that ill. But I think just off the back of Callum Hendry just announcing he was leaving, it sort of got swept up as who is Tom Edwards. No one really got excited for it. But if you actually look at Tom Edwards, he's a very established footballer. Played, I think it was just short of 50 times for Stoke in the Premier League as well. He played under Mark Hughes there. Ended up going on loan to New York Red Bulls where he played almost 50 times as well. New York, apparently, if you've not watched it yet, by the way, go check out One Up Front's podcast. Danny sat down with a fan of the New York Red Bulls who broke down what it was like there. And apparently New York Red Bulls absolutely loved Tom Edwards. No nonsense defender. Flies into everything. Apparently he's got a decent free kick and corner on him as well. So looking forward to seeing him. But he spent last year at Huddersfield. He got relegated from the Championship. They're now in League One. And he wasn't took too fondly there by their fans. But who cares what Huddersfield think? You know what I mean? It's Salford now, isn't it? I'm looking forward to seeing Tom Edwards play. A defender, first of all, massive, because we need him. And to have one that's played over 100 pro games is good at the age of 25 as well. By the way, Tom Edwards, I didn't notice this till I did a bit of research on him when I was recording another video. He was the under-18s player of the year at Stoke as well. So obviously he's a highly regarded young player as well. So at 25, having over 100 professional caps, playing in 2 countries, he's going to bring a lot of experience to League Two and Salford. What you think, Joe? You like players like Tom Edwards?
You know I like players like that.
You kind of look like him.
I was waiting for you to say that. You know what? I swear to God, yeah. When I seen the thumbnail and the banner, I was thinking he's definitely going to make a comment. But I
was going to put your head on top if you noticed.
You know what it is? Talk about trusting a player and a young player coming through. Do you know who he made his debut against?
Man City, got an assist.
Listen,
see, I did my research. I don't make things up.
For him to get thrown in, not just against any side at this point, Manchester City, when they were starting to really go through their dominance, right? To get an assist on your debut against Manchester City, but not just forget the assist for a minute because that's a massive thing, but to be trusted in a game of that stature shows you the level of player that's there. And I don't care if Huddersfield fans didn't really take to him last season or not. When you look at this guy, he is everything you want in a defender. He can go forward, he can deliver a ball, defensively he's sound, he's a big character. He is the perfect signing for Salford this season.
Exactly. And it's good that we've got a play, like, let's not brush over it as well. He's come down to League Two from the Championship. Like, he could quite easily have gone to a League One level football team. And, I've said this on the other podcast the other week. I've spoke to a few people around the club, especially people that deal with the transfers and sort of agents around there. And they've all said, like, Salford have been approaching players all summer and a lot of the players they've approached have gone to the Championship or League One. So that shows the quality of players we are. I know things look a bit shitty right now because people are leaving, but it does show the quality of players we are looking at. And the fact we've got Tom Edwards in, like I say, I think the announcement got overshadowed because of the Callum Hendry announcement, but what a signing, man. What a good signing as well. I'm excited to see him play. I think he'll be really good under Neil Wood.
What?
I said it. Neil Wood, not Neil Wood. Sorry, Neil Wood's gone. Sorry, Neil. He said, Jesus Christ, I'll just give all the big game about research and then I threw Neil Wood under.
You know what? You know what? With a player like Tom, right, is just bear with me while I go on this tangent. Carl Robinson, right? The kind of manager he is you look at how you see players get the best out of players. You look at someone like a Sean Dyche, is this no nonsense and what you see is what you get. You look at a Mourinho and the way he handles players. You know, when you watch Klopp and how he hugged these players and stuff like that, and you look at Carl's very similar in the way that he handles players, the way he puts his arm around him, the way he gives him a big hug, the way he talks to him, the way he coaches him through. It's the reason why Carl has got such a good success ratio when it comes to bringing players through. But not just that, when he gets players, how he improves them. And you look at someone like Tom Edwards, who had a bit of a rough time at Huddersfield last year, had a bit of a rough time for the past couple of years, just bouncing about.
Yeah.
This is the perfect opportunity for him, and I think Carl's the perfect manager for him. And like you said, it just goes to show the pull of Salford when you can bring in a manager like Carl and you can bring in a player with his stature. Let's not get it mistaken. I genuinely, I'm gonna throw a wild statement out there. I think this could be signing of the season. You know,
Mate, we'll revisit that at the end of the season and go, was you right or was you wrong? If you're wrong, you don't get invited back on. If you were right, I'll give you your own show on a Tuesday night. But I agree. I think, let's be realistic with Salford as well. He's come from Stoke. Sorry. He's played in the Championship with Huddersfield last year. It's not gone to plan. He's probably come down. He signed a 2-year deal as well, by the way. So he's probably come down to Salford, guaranteeing minutes in a team where he's going to have to fight because of the season we had last year. But he's probably a stepping stone club for Tom Edwards. He's probably looking to have a great 12-month year. The club can cash in on him, and he probably is going to bounce back up to around the Championship or League One level, which is fine. But if we get a year out of Tom Edwards, as he was at Stoke, as he was at New York Red Bulls, then brilliant. I might be wrong. He might be here till he's 30, but you'd think as a 25, 26-year-old defender coming from the Championship, he's going to be wanting to play back at that level as soon as possible. So it's a move that's sensible for both. It's the club who are desperate for defenders, but not only defenders of quality, and it's a player that needs to sort of have a rebound back as well after a difficult season last year. So great signing. Well done, Salford. Let's have it. I'd love to say we're going to talk about more signings, but that is that is it. Hopefully, though, next time we're live, we're talking about goalkeepers. We're talking about central midfield players. Charlie McCann went to Sheffield Wednesday, though, so that's off. I'm going to stop jinxing it. You know what I mean? I'm going to stop jinxing players that I want us to sign because I've done it. We did it with...
oh, mate, don't.
What's the goalkeeper called? Who's going to stop put?
I don't know, but that hurt.
His name's gone out my head. I'm going to have to tweet it now. Adi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. The second I said it, he's gone. Lewis Cass, I said, he'd gone.
The amount of research I did looking at goalkeepers with like save percentages for the season and stuff like that, and he was the one that stood out. And I've never wanted to play him more for a club. And then it gets tweeted, and within, I swear it must have been 20 seconds, just signed for Stockport. I was like, great. I hate Stockport.
To write that tweet, it took me about 3 hours because I did like a full thread. And then, went to pot, did it? But, there you go. Corey and I, he was Stroll's number one. To be fair, it would have been class to have got him, but yeah, great move for him to go stop The fact Stockport pulled him off, signing the best keeper from League Two last year for the team that I tipped to go down from League One this year is like...
I hate Stockport, me. I hate him.
Yeah, they're only on an away trip, aren't they? They're on a 12-month away trip. They'll be back with us next year. Hopefully not. Hopefully we'll be on our 12-month away day up into League One party. But good news is there's no more players that I have to talk about going out. There's no more players that I've got to talk about coming in either. I'll tell you what we will do though. Obviously, we talked a little bit about trialist Stro, and we're going to try and keep this. I was going to say try and keep the stream less than an hour, but we've got 10 minutes. There's no way. We'll try and keep it less than an hour 10. Trialists that we've had in. So obviously we've already touched on Andre Wisdom. Second one I wanted to touch on is Nathan Holland, who was at Forest Green Rovers last year. Didn't really get into the side with Forest Green, but he's looked lively.
What number did he wear?
14.
I like the look of him, I like the positions he picked up, because it was one of them where he was drifting into pockets of space, and I was like, because I remember turning around to you a few times where there was one where I seen Robbie make a run, and I was like, ooh, you don't see players make that kind of run.
In the first game. Yeah.
But with...
We did see it. Go on, sorry, mate, I've cut you off there.
No, I'm just saying, like, with the positions he was picking up, and like some of the way he was on the half turn, and he was always looking to try kind of play it forward, I was like, he looks tidy, and I like the look of him.
Yeah, he like I say, he's got a lot of experience. He actually played under Carl Robinson at Oxford United as well.
Yeah.
So he's 2 seasons on loan there. So he's a player Carl knows, which is probably obviously why he's brought him in for a loan. But he did feature pretty well for MK Dons before he moved to Forest Green, but then just didn't sort of get anything going. He played 3 times for Forest Green last season.
Did Forest Green get anything going? Let's be honest.
Bobbins. But yeah, he's looked all right. I think we did say when we was watching with Belfast, like he made a couple decent runs. The only thing he did a couple of times, which we did sort of pick on as well, was like there was a couple of times when he could have played the final third ball
a bit too long.
Yeah, there was one with Robbie Cleary where he was like, if he'd have played that through ball, that was a goal. But yeah, he played really well against the University of Dublin, scored a fantastic free kick as well. But if we can he's another one. He's played at West Ham. He's played professional minutes for West Ham as well. So he played 3 games for them. He came from the Everton Academy, which is a very highly established academy for young players. Been at, I know you're a Liverpool fan, but you can't knock it. Been at Oxford United for 2 seasons. What you say?
I said I was almost there when I was younger. So and the academy is really good. The one thing I will say about Everton, the academy is unbelievable, especially when you look at the likes of Garbutt as a perfect example.
Yeah, 100%.
The players that they can produce is stunning. So the fact he's got that under his belt, I'm sold.
Yeah, you'll take him in. And like I say, he's gone to Oxford. He's gone to Oxford United. He's played over 40 times for them as well. So he's got loads of it. He's only 26 as well. So his EFL experience is absolutely class for 26 years old. It looks lively. I watched his highlights before when I was doing another video, which will be out. Well, it'll be out if we make it permanent. Put it that way. It's already done. But watching his highlights, and he's not afraid to run at players, take players on, and have a shot, which is something we've sort of lacked for the last few years. So he has looked a little bit rusty in the first game, but I thought he did pick up in the second, and I think that's pure just settling into a new team. He's nerve-wracking as a trialist, I imagine, because you're sort of fighting for your career as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, he was released from Forest Green after 3 games last year. So Forest Green's lost Salford's potential game, but there's been no announcement that he's coming in.
And it's one thing as well, because of the fact that he's played for Carl previously, he knows what Carl's looking for from someone in that position, and he knows the formation Carl likes to play, what's expected of him on the ball, off the ball. So that kind of gives him an advantage compared to most people that were coming in that kind of position. And you can kind of tell, because the first game, yes, he did hold on to the ball for too long a couple of times, especially one where he could have slipped Robbie through. You can just see, though, he was just that head and shoulders above of some of the other trialists. And then when you watch him in the second game, the highlights is, you can tell there's a player there. So I'm excited to see what happens over the next couple of games.
Yeah. No, I agree. Just on Phil Harrop, sorry, mate, if you're not Philip, said Connor Ripley. Connor Ripley's a good goalkeeper. I've seen Salford linked with him a few times recently. Obviously, Port Vale brought in former United goalkeeper Ben Amos. So there's going to be competition for that number 1 shirt, especially after they've been relegated. The only thing with Connor Ripley is I don't know if he fits Carl Robinson's style of play. He's not great at distributing the ball. Carl likes a goalkeeper that can take it at the foot and play a nice tidy pass. But at the minute, mate, we've got a butter knife in defence because we've got no one else. Not in defence, sorry, in net. So it could be one. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to keep coughing. Ethan Wild, are you doing any more pre-season games? Yes. So we've already got tickets to the Everton game, so we'll be there. The Preston game, I am going to try and get to, but Myles has a football match the same day, so I'm just gonna basically just disown him, get off, and go to Preston. But yeah, that's still on the fence. FC United, I'm gonna try and get to this Saturday, but again, Myles has got a football tournament up in Wivenshaw, so if that finishes before kickoff, I'll be down at FC United. It is pay on the door. If you've not got a ticket, just turn up on the day. You can pay for access. What I love about FC United. Tuesday. For Aldringham.
Yep.
Let me get there first, mate, because you missed Bamber Bridge out on Friday, actually. Not going to Bamber Bridge, because again, Myles does football training on Fridays. So we'll definitely be at Everton.
Mm-hmm.
About 80% chance we'll be at Preston as well. Altrincham, we're going to. Are you still coming to that stroll? Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. Altringham's such a tidy little ground.
Yeah, we'll go Altrincham. I'll talk about some as well in a minute with Altrincham. So Altrincham will be there. FC United is 50-50 at the minute. It all depends which, in a bad way, if Myles gets knocked out of the cup, we'll be there. If he gets to the final of the cup, we won't be there. So if you don't see us, it's because Myles got to the final. Bamber Bridge, we won't be there. But yeah. And then hopefully, sorry about the coughing, guys. Hopefully, I can get to the Rochdale game on the 3rd of August because it's away. Do you want to go to that? Should we go to Rochdale away?
Right, weirdly enough, someone on my team lives in Rochdale and he was talking about going to the game, and I was like, oh, imagine we ended up running into each other. If we can go to Rochdale, I'm 100% there.
I've just checked my diary. I've got nothing on Rochdale. I've not got tickets to anything yet. But yeah, I'm up for Rochdale. Be a good one. Last one before the season kicks off as well, because then the week after it is Salford versus Port Vale at home.
I'm up for that.
Can't wait. Oh my God, I can't wait for this season to start.
I can't even wait.
What you say?
I can't wait.
Can he wait? Sad to be missing FC away. We'll see you at Alty then, mate. Definitely. Yeah, give us a shout if you see us about, mate. It'd be good to have a chat. But yeah, pre-season we will be around. We'll definitely 100% be at the Everton game. We are meeting up with a friend of ours. It's weird saying famous if you don't follow it, but a very famous rap battler from the UK called O'Shea. He's an Everton fan. He's coming down to the Peninsula, so we're going to be grabbing him for an interview before the game. If you've not checked him out, go and check him out. O'Shea, he's called, like John O'Shea, the footballer, but he's absolutely hilarious. But yeah, so just before we wrap up, mate, the rest of the trialists. So Nathan Holland, we've talked about Andre Wisdom. In Dublin the other day, Corey Evans and James Chester both turned out for Salford as well. Now, I've not had that 100% confirmed that it was them, but a few fans have reached out and said they were there and that was them. So I will take the fans' opinion over it. Corey Evans, baller. I'm surprised he's on. He's got to be what now, though, Corey Evans? 34, 33, 34. Where was he last, Corey Evans? Is Sunderland still? Or has he moved on since?
I know he was at Blackburn, and then he was at... Yeah, I think he was at Sunderland.
Yeah, he's been at Sunderland since 2021. Made 61 appearances. Before that, 206 appearances for Blackburn. Very, very established player, 33 years old. I always remember Corey Evans coming up when he was coming through at United. He was a very sort of prospect. Obviously, he always got sort of slept on because of his brother. But yeah, Be good to. I didn't. To be fair, I didn't really notice. I'm telling lies. I did notice because I put it in the group chat saying who's that centre mid playing for Salford there, but no one could answer who it was. And if it's the one that I think he had number 21 on, if I'm thinking right, he looked really good. Obviously, Corey Evans. I've not seen him play for a few years. I know he was at Sunderland, but again, that could be some experience coming in to the midfield, defensive mid as well, which something we're lacking. And then James Chesters as well. He's got to be getting on as well now, hasn't he?
Listen, right? 34, 35? 34, 35?
Yeah, he's got to be. Let me Google it now while we're talking.
But,
Yeah, it's 35.
Right, but listen, right? We're talking about a Welsh international here. But we're talking about someone
both of them.
that has played in the Premier League. We're talking about someone that's got an unbelievable amount of experience, who's played in the golden generation of Wales with the tournaments that they qualified for. This guy has so much experience. This could be another bit of brilliant business from Salford.
I think the thing is, like,
Yes,
we're saying.
But
I was just going to sort of say, like, we've announced a lot of young players. There is a balance in there. Like, if we've got.
Yeah.
The only issue is you go, right, well, let's sign Andre Wisdom and let's sign James Chesters. Then we've got two 35-year-old defenders. Like, it's probably not what you need, but. Oh, my God. But in front of them, if you've got Tilt and Negru and Tom Edwards, if he comes into the centre, there is a decent rotation.
It's like, look at Negru. There's no one better to learn from than Chesters.
Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't be mad at either of them signing. I'd like to see him in 2 more games.
Yeah, I just think Chesters would be a smart piece of business for the club. I honestly do.
Yeah. I mean,
He was at Barrow last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was at Barrow last year, yeah. 38 games for Barrow, Derby County before then, Stoke City before then, played over 50 times for them. Aston Villa, West Brom, Hull, Carlisle, Plymouth, Peterborough, and then obviously he started his career at Man United. So yeah, racked up. I mean, he's got 35, like say, 35 caps for Wales as well. So two good trialists there. I mean, to be fair, all 4 trialists, and then obviously the goalkeepers as well. That we've just been told. The goalkeeper James Holden played at Crusaders. He did look good in the first half. I don't know who the second goalkeeper was, but we definitely need a goalkeeper to come in pretty soon as well. But yeah, future's looking bright. I agree with you, Mr. Awesome. I agree with you. I'm hoping this season will be better. You know why? Because it will be. We live and we learn. Sorry, I reckon I'm not ill on this stream. Everyone else is going to get ill for watching because my head has gone.
Mate, I was sat next to you in a golf cart and I am absolutely regretting it.
You know what? I committed to this stream, mate. We said we're doing 8 o'clock tonight. And we did 8 o'clock tonight, so I'm proud of us.
Yeah,
even though I really wanted to go get bed or play Football Manager. Probably play Football Manager, but just on Football Manager, I am now in the Premier League with Salford, going into my 3rd season. I'm currently sitting 4th in the Premier League with Salford. Yeah, we had a season up. We got back-to-back promotions all the way to the Premier League. Then we finished 17th, I want to say, in the first year, 14th in the second year, 9th in the 3rd year, and now we are within touching distance of our first Premier League title. Evan Ferguson signed for £97 million. Is ridiculous at scoring goals, I'll tell you that. And I've also got Marcus Dackers, which is still there and banging. CH, I've recorded every minute of me playing this Football Manager game, but I just can't be bothered to edit it. So if I do decide to edit it, I'll show you how I did it. I don't know how I did it myself, to be honest. Cling to hope and glory and found me way. But yeah, anything you want to wrap up on, Straw, before we call it a day? We will be back with these lives, by the way, as well. We want to start getting more and more guests on. So if people do want to jump in, hopefully I'm not as ill. I'm a throat can hack doing another half hour. We'll get it going. And Samir, stop ducking us, bro. I'll tell you what, actually, where is Samir? Let me just message him a sec.
What were you going to say about Altrincham, by the way?
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't know if I want to put it out there yet though. Right, okay, I'll tell you. I'm not good at doing this sort of stuff. Oh, here he is. Here he is.
Here he is.
I'm gonna lie down. Is that mad? That
Listen,
Nah,
we
nah.
caught a bat signal
That
and he's here.
can't handle that.
Sell it. Sign up to Samir's OnlyFans.
Nah, I've got like 4 members, but none of them pay out. The scruffs get me nipples out for no reason. Giving it away for free now, aren't I?
That's the
Slags.
water. You can say, whoa.
Yeah,
Escalated.
he's still ripped up. Look at that, even worse now.
That's what he uses on all.
Why do you think he's ripped up?
Oh, this has gone downhill. Anyway, fucking hell.
Here's Salford's newest signing.
Craig said it's not worth it, mate.
Sorry, Craig. I'll be out with some more content soon.
Right, just before I go into what I brought you back on here for, Sam, let me just answer Stroh's question. So, Altrincham, if anybody follows myself or Stroh outside of this little world of Generation Red, we played at FC United Stadium in May in memory of a friend of ours who passed away. We did a big charity game called the Zero Deviation Cup. Now, I'm thinking of doing something next year. And I was actually thinking of Altrincham Stadium. Or who's the stadium?
I'm with Dragons off, though.
Charles did.
Hired or Doyle's did.
Yeah, one of them. I don't know, it costs £3, Sam. We don't disclose that information on here.
Altringham's the
Big
best.
stadium's bigger than ours.
I'm thinking of doing it
Altringham's
again.
bigger than us.
I'm thinking of doing it again next year, but as the Generation Red Cup. And we play against a team of another podcast from another team in the EFL. Maybe it's Stockport. Maybe it's, we get a team that's got a decent following. And then before it, we set up like an under-10s little tournament so Myles and a couple of the younger fans can get involved from Salford and stuff.
Well, I've got beef with Wrexham, so let's take it.
Salford versus Wrexham, Generation Red Cup, yeah?
It cut me out of Disney, the Muppets.
If Salford wants what we actually
want. Sandy, I'll never forgive you, mate.
Can't be name dropping him.
Didn't say any names. I was just talking about a description of a beach.
But yeah, Salford, if you're watching, we would love to use the country of the stadium, but you didn't hear that from us.
Where did the beach team play?
Salford Sports Village. It's always got a stupid name. It's Littleton Road, isn't it? Well, I don't know what the name of it. Salford Sports Village or something daft.
That's where United Women play, isn't it?
No, that's Lee Sports Village.
Whatever.
Duh. Right, Sam, I brought you back up before we wrap up.
I never wrap up, though. That's the thing. Bareback King. Sorry.
This has gone downhill. Downhill.
Sorry, lads. The head's gone. Head's gone. This is why I stuck out before, because I weren't feeling right.
I think that's where the club used to train. I think they're training back at Littleton Road now, I think. Don't hold me to that, though. Yeah, sorry, Sam. So I brought you back because as a man who suffers from quite severe OCD, right?
Oh, yeah.
We've lost.
You wouldn't think that by my scruffy appearance now, but yeah.
We've lost Callum Hendry, we've lost Alex Cairns, we've lost Theo Vassell, we've lost Stephen Mallon, we've lost Matt Smith, we've lost Elliot Watt, we've lost Mariappa, we've lost Torrance, we've lost Declan John, we've lost Ethan Ingram. Anyone else I missed?
Just hope.
I think that's everyone. How are you? Right. If you don't know about this, you need to go watch our previous episodes. But how are you?
I know you're going to ask me.
How are you playing FIFA right now? Because Samir can't play FIFA.
If the players move.
No, this is how bad Samir is, right? When we're watching a match of football at Salford, he takes pictures of the players' boots and gets home and grades the boots on the game because he can't play it anymore because that player doesn't wear them boots. So the fact, people don't realise how deep this goes, right? The fact he can't play, he's got a career mode at Man United, yeah. He's got 10 years in the future and he's still...
Johnny Evans is still there, he's 39. Ericsson's retired before him. Evans just hanging on. He's rated at 42 now. He's crap.
He can't sell a player until the player's sold in real life, and he can't buy a player until United
Yeah,
buy the
just
player.
lifted Mason Greenwood today, actually.
So what you do with Salford now? Then are you just on hold?
It's physically impossible because there's no keeper, and I can't have a no-name regen player because it's not realistic, and I can't just bring in random speculation because again, nothing is confirmed. Like Assassin's Creed said, nothing is true, everything is permitted, and there's nothing I can do. I have to, my career on Salford has just had to do one because if I sold all the players that I've got in real life, I'd be sacked as a manager because there's no feasible club to play on. Oh, mate, don't get me started because I'm fuming. I want to play Salford, but I can't because you know why? We've got 3 players. So I've had to go back onto United, and I'm just having to play United until we actually make some more deals.
Was Tom Edwards on it? Did you find
That Edward, he's on the game. He's on the game, and he's 28 where I'm at now because I'm 6 seasons deep in with United.
So I've got what on it? Life. What?
Get excited about my dog.
That.
Check this.
Right.
Salford that back in the day.
Did you draw that?
Nah, Google did.
Sing Dirty Old Towns was now why you point at that.
Nah, I'm in a mood. That's why I had to duck out before. Listen, Tilty,
Right.
if you're watching, get some gloves in and start practicing some saves. Yes, Troy. We need a goalkeeper, and like these trialists, we need to just make a decision and pull the plug on one because I'm sure what happens when the season starts and you've not registered a goalkeeper? Do you get kicked out of the league? I ain't got a clue.
No, we'll have a goalkeeper registered. I mean, you'd hope, wouldn't you? If not, yeah, then one of us are putting gloves on.
Who was it that player? Was it Giroud who went in there randomly?
Yeah, Giroud. He was a baller as well.
Let's sign him up. Yeah, it's just there's a shambles. I mean, yeah, we've announced some signings, but we still don't have any goalkeeper, and I don't understand it. Like that, Torrance is gone. I like Torrance. I thought he was good. Obviously, Cairns is gone. We just need to do something.
We've kept this positive for an hour and 10 minutes. You come in with a sledgehammer with 2 minutes left. What we said is, hopefully, Theo.
The only fans is down. I've got no subs.
I love Sammy. What a guy.
What we're saying, right?
I've had to do 1 man, 1 cup just to get a sub, and it didn't even work. I fell out. Fucking shit everywhere. It's
not swearing.
Nobody tells, no only fans. People tell you about the clean-up work that's required. Do you know what I mean? all they do is moan about the highlights and that. The fucking clean-up required to have a successful OnlyFans is graceful.
Right.
I'm just on the curtain. I don't even know how that got there. Sorry, mate. I've demonetized that,
innit? Yo,
sorry.
Before we go, Samir, we gotta say it. Before we
you
go,
said I could swear in that.
Samir video called me today, right? And he was like,
"It's the naked one, or
no, the other one." He called me and said, "What players should we get on the podcast?" So I was talking like, I think Curtis Tilt would be great. Who was we saying? Kelly and Mai would be really good. I think Miles would have a good chat with Kelly and Mai. And then Samir was going, can't do Tilter because I'll just get weird. Can't do Kelly and Mai because he thinks I'm a weirdo. Can't do, and he's just listing off like we've got 15 players on paper. Samir can't interview 14 of them
because they all think I'm a weirdo because I push past kids to try and get high fives. They think I'm like, oh.
Who was the one player you said you'd be happy interviewing?
Obviously I'll happily interview anyone, but I just, you know what I'm like when I get nervous? I talk about jizz on curtains, so.
Oh my God.
So I mean, sorry. BBC censored me once, right? Happened in real life.
We should have wrapped this up at an hour, shouldn't we?
Nah, sorry. Nah, like I said, in all seriousness, I'd happily interview anyone. Obviously, I wouldn't talk about any explicit stuff or anything like that. I've just caught me on an off day.
But yeah, we're gonna do some more interviews. We're gonna do some more interviews with players. I'm gonna reach out to 1 or 2 of them this week. Let us know in the comments as well who you think you'd like to see us sit down and chat to. The goal, wasn't it, was Callum Hendry with Myles.
Yeah.
We can't do that now. The other goal was Theo Vassell and Samir Harmim.
Right, you didn't mention my chat.
Wow, what's your chat?
I put a pipe bomb in the chat, right, and no one picked up on it.
Go on, what's your pipe
Remember,
bomb?
obviously, I told you now, but we can talk about it now because obviously he's left the club. But the day before the Belfast friendly, I saw Theo Vassell at Home Bargains in Manchester.
Oh,
That pipe bomb?
wait! I swear you told me this when we were in Belfast, Briggs. The story around it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, well, no, he's near Old Trafford. Could I say that, Luke? Or should I knock that on the head?
No, yeah, say whatever you want, mate.
Yeah. It's mad how I asked your permission on that, but then I was talking about fake OnlyFans for ages. Now I was sat in the car, obviously with the dog, and I've seen some big unit come out of Home Bargains and thought, fucking hell, I recognise him. It's Theo Vassell. So I got dead excited, opened up my window, and I'm going, yes, Theo. And then he's turned around and going, yeah, what's happening, lad? Obviously, I had no idea who I was. He was just being polite. But then I didn't realise. So I've rang Lewis and said, Joe, I've just seen Theo Vassell in Home Bargains near Old Trafford. And he's gone, well, Lewis has said, we're going Belfast tomorrow. Why is he not with the players? So at that point then, that's when we kind of had our suspicions that things he wasn't looking like he was going to stay. Then lo and behold, it came out that he's left the club. I liked him a lot, so I will miss him. But unfortunately, this is what it is, isn't it? We've lost so many players; it's hard to even realise where to go. But on a positive note, Stefan Negru, I think that's how you pronounce his name, looks class. Can't wait till we get a full squad on in real life, so I can get him on the game, so I can actually start a FIFA Salford mode. Get Negru on loan.
On the game, no.
No, he's on the game. Just we don't have any players to be on. If I went on that Salford career now and released all the players that we've released in real life or we've lost in real life, I'd get sacked, or the game would just break. You don't understand how wound up I am, though, because Stroll, you don't understand. When I see like any sort of news about a club or a player, first thing I'll do if I can is get onto my FIFA career mode and then update it like it is in real life.
Yeah.
So like today, I've listed Mason Greenwood for my United save. Got no offers yet, but I've got him up to 87, so his value is about 85. So I reckon if we got some tough negotiation, I can get a good 130 for him. We'll have to see though. I don't want to sell him to an English club because I've got to think about his mental well-being. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel like he's ready for the English fans yet, so I'd preferably sell him out abroad. But so I mean, I get too into it. I just got in, and this is something that Lewis doesn't know about. Well, I've been doing a little project this week on my own, in my own head, where I've gone onto the teams that were in the Euros, right, and I've gone onto their official Instagram pages to look at like screens, like clips, that they go, oh, great score, and I've gone onto the ones, and I've had to look at the boots that the players are wearing because I know that they've just done a new patch onto FIFA that they've included the boots that are used in the European League competition. So I've had to go around looking at mad clubs, trying to find something of a United player. Then I update the boots. So I've currently got Luke Shaw in the new F50s. Yeah. Oh, and check this. Terrell Malacia. He was seen at training one the other day. He had those old Nike Mercurials straight on, updated that on FIFA. I was dead happy about it. Got it about, yeah, it gets deep. Have I been muted? Lou, you muted or have you muted us?
I was talking to Myles.
Yes, Myles.
It's painful, that, Sam.
It's weird. Like this is how weird I am. I was scrolling through Instagram and I was busy doing something, so I knew I couldn't get to Xbox straight away. And I saw the Tyrell Malacia post where he had those boots on, so I screenshotted it. And then when I went back to FIFA like a few hours later, I then updated it.
I feel like that's a great place to end the podcast for tonight, guys. Please send help us.
All these players leaving the club. Yeah, I understand you're off to like better pastures and all that, but what you're not realising that you're messing up my FIFA career mode. And I don't care about the kids that come to the games. I don't care about, your families or anything like that. What's important to me is that I can't update my FIFA career mode and I can't progress with my career mode. So that's on you.
Right, wait, quick one before we go.
Go on.
Salford City, each of yous, one dream interview. Who is it? Or the one interview you want to get done next season?
Carl Robinson.
Nicky Butt.
Ooh.
Scholes.
Yeah, Nicky Butt for me or Ryan Giggs. But Scholes is obviously going to be Lewis's.
Yeah. Nah, if we're talking actual players, I'm going to say
Yeah.
I'd love Carl. I'd actually love to sit with Carl Robinson just to have a chat with him about football.
Yeah, same.
Junior Luambo, I'd like to interview just because he came basically from Oldham to being what was called like the star man by Carl Robinson as well. I think Tilty will be a great interview.
Yeah. I'd like to have a beer with them though, but obviously they can't do that because they're professional athletes.
They don't drink.
That's what I mean.
Pre-season. You know what we need to do next year, boys? Oh, I just threw something at myself. Next year, at the end of the season, we need to book a room out. Maybe Bucks Bar. I might see if we can book Bucks Bar and do a Generation Red end of season rap party with all the fans and see if some of the
There'll be
players
3
want
people who turn up.
Yeah, the 3 people watching now. By the way, Twitter
And that'll be
bots us.
who's bots us?
Twitter.
Twitter, you've got to pay for your live now.
Scumbags.
Sweeping. Oh.
Yeah, parcels.
Do you know who mine is?
Who's yours?
The man who really impressed me in Belfast.
Andre Wisdom.
No, Robbie. Because I want to hear about the transition of coming over from Canada and what that's like. And think about it, Myles interviewing him would be genius.
What, Robbie Clearer?
Yeah.
We'll have to get that done. I'll shout Josh. Yeah. Right. Should we wrap up?
Yeah.
Is there?
Right.
Yeah. Sorry for being uncouth. I just get excited.
Right. Appreciate everyone that has locked in though. We again went longer than we expected to. What is that?
The bad man. Look at that. It's Lund.
It's London.
Sorry, Lund. I love you, bro. Just lost my head.
Yeah. Right. If you've not clicked subscribe yet, please click subscribe. I'm going to try and figure out how we can get that next time as well. But I appreciate everybody that has locked in. We've got loads of stuff coming with Generation Red. By the way, we'll do a live stream next week. Hopefully, should we try and do a live stream next week when we're all together to celebrate 1 year?
Yeah.
We'll get Myles on it as well. I'll keep Myles up late one night. We'll do a 1 year Generation Red, yeah?
Yeah, mine.
Right. I'm going to love you and leave you, boys. I will see you two when we will see each other next. I'll see Samir all the time. Samir, you coming Altrincham next week?
I've got no ticket.
No, you turn up and pay on the day.
What day is it?
Tuesday night.
Potentially. Because I might be working in the office, but I'll have to find out.
You're coming.
Ooh. Right, I need to really duck out because I need a wee.
Right.
That's why I'm walking around. See you later.
Yeah.
You just ducked out that quick, yeah. It's sweet, mate. Didn't care anyway. Right. If you don't follow Stroh, go follow him at Mr. It's Stroh. Follow Generation Red. Follow by some Briggs. And yeah, lovely as always, my friend. I shall see you soon.
See you soon.